dream is always the same.
There's something hilariously fun about dreaming up a live-action Final Fantasy VII cast, whether it should stick to animation or not. Some characters might be super hard to pull off in real life, but there are definitely actors who could nail it. Fans have been fan casting since the game dropped in 1997, and it's easy to see why. FF7 is one of the all-time great RPGs, known for its awesome story, characters, and world. The plot follows Cloud Strife, a mercenary working with the eco-terrorist group Avalanche against the megacorporation Shinra, which exploits the planet's life essence. It's a tricky adaptation, but great examples like Castlevania prove it can be done. With Nintendo jumping into the fray by proving that major video game franchises can hit the big screen with the Super Mario Bros. Movie, fans are eager for more adaptations. Final Fantasy is a big contender, but turning a video game into a movie isn't straightforward. It needs to tell a cohesive story in about 2.5 hours while staying true to the series. Anyone who's played a JRPG knows Final Fantasy, a massive franchise with 16 mainline games and countless stories. Fans are curious if any of these tales could thrive in theaters without falling into the trap of bad adaptations. Creating a live-action Final Fantasy film would be a daunting task, as condensing intricate plots that can take hundreds of hours to complete into a shorter format is challenging. Luckily, the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie might pave the way by tackling this issue. Realistically, the original Final Fantasy for the NES would be the easiest to adapt without heavy edits, but a fresh story might be necessary for a successful film. A live-action project would require a hefty budget for special effects, props, set and costume design, and a polished script, not to mention talented directors and producers. While the franchise has a dedicated fanbase, attracting a broader audience to a high-concept fantasy film based on a game could prove tough. That said, picking the best Final Fantasy game to adapt into live action is as tricky as choosing one to remake. Each entry in the series has its own flair, with some diving deep into fantasy roots while others mix in sci-fi elements. However, fans generally agree on a few titles that would be top contenders for adaptation: Final Fantasy VII, a beloved classic, Final Fantasy IV, 9, 10, and 14. We'll get into that one later. Final Fantasy VII is a fan favorite, featuring the iconic Cloud Strife and his crew as they evolve from mere mercenaries fighting environmental issues to heroes saving the world from Sephiroth's destructive ambitions. With a modern remake currently in the works, it's more relevant than ever for adaptation. However, the trilogy format of the remake raises questions about whether it can be effectively condensed into a single film. And, let's be honest, translating Cloud's legendary spiky hair into live action might be the biggest hurdle. On the other hand, Final Fantasy IV, while often overshadowed, was pivotal as one of the first titles Western gamers experienced. It tells the story of Cecil, a Dark Knight turned paladin, as he and his friends battle a cosmic force threatening their world. With its classic fantasy elements, think quirky dwarves and imaginative foes, Final Fantasy IV has solid potential to be transformed into a standalone live-action film with the right adjustments and cuts. In a throwback to classic fantasy tales, Final Fantasy IX features the daring Zidane, who kidnaps Princess Garnet and eventually teams up with her to take down her evil mother. Packed with memorable characters and touching moments, FF9 could easily be adapted into either a grand trilogy or a standalone film. Fans have been eager to see beloved characters like Vivi and Steiner come to life since the game's release. Then there's Final Fantasy X, which stands out as the first fully voice-acted title in the series, making it a natural contender for live-action adaptation discussions. This installment weaves a classic Final Fantasy narrative with a strong emotional core, showcasing the deep relationships among characters, unforgettable moments with Yuna, and a heartbreaking ending. With some thoughtful streamlining of the storyline, FF10 might just be the best bet for a cinematic take. When it comes to casting for a live-action adaptation, it can be even trickier than the story itself. There have been some hints pointing towards Cody Christian as a potential Cloud Strife. In 2020, Square Enix released the highly anticipated Final Fantasy VII Remake, which reimagined the original story while staying largely true to the early parts of the game. Cody Christian lends his voice to Cloud in this remake, and he's no stranger to live-action hits like Pretty Little Liars, Teen Wolf, and All-American. His portrayal even earned him a BAFTA Award nomination, proving he could handle the iconic role. Given FF7's lasting popularity, stepping into Cloud's shoes is a big deal, but Christian has shown he's got the right mix of toughness and vulnerability needed to bring Cloud to life on screen. Another potential casting choice for a live-action Final Fantasy VII movie could be Brianna White as Aerith Gainsborough. As a florist living in the slums of Shinra-controlled Midgar, Aerith has a fateful encounter with Cloud that alters the course of their lives. Over the years, different voice actors have brought Aerith to life, including Mandy Moore in Kingdom Hearts and Mina Suvari in Kingdom Hearts 2 and Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. However, White really shines in her portrayal, infusing Aerith with a vibrant personality while also exploring her more introspective side, shaped by her tough upbringing and the heavy burden of her destiny. Britt Baron voices Tifa Lockhart, the barkeep-turned-rebel in Final Fantasy VII Remake, but for a live-action version, Natasha Liu Bordizzo would be an amazing choice. After her recent role as Sabine Wren in Ahsoka, she understands the pressure of bringing a beloved character from animation to life. Bordizzo has the perfect mix of wry humor, compassion, and a tough-as-nails attitude to truly embody Tifa. As for Sephiroth, Cody Fern would make a fantastic casting choice. Known for his versatile roles in American Horror Story, he showcased his talent as the charismatic yet calculating Antichrist Michael Langdon in the Apocalypse chapter. Much like Sephiroth, Michael is a cunning strategist who delivers chilling monologues with ease. Plus, Fern can definitely pull off Sephiroth's iconic long hair. We think Winston Duke would be an excellent choice for Barrett Wallace. He had a breakout role as M'Baku in 2018's Black Panther, and since then, he showcased his talent in Jordan Peele's horror film Us and the audio drama Batman Unburied, where he voices Bruce Wayne Batman. Duke undoubtedly has the physical presence, charisma, and passion needed to bring Avalanche's leader, Barrett Wallace, to life. In Final Fantasy VII, while Cloud and his team rescue Aerith, they also break Red 13 out of Shinra's lab. Red 13 is a talking feline-like creature who joins Cloud on his journey to his homeland in Cosmo Canyon. After finding his courage, he decides to help the group save the planet. In Final Fantasy VII Remake, Max Mittelman voices Red 13, delivering a solid performance that makes him the ideal choice for the character in future adaptations as well. Together, Duke and Mittelman could bring dynamic energy to their roles, highlighting the strong bond within Cloud's team. While there's no live-action Final Fantasy film currently in the works, which isn't too surprising given the sheer scale of the project. To make matters worse, plans for a live-action adaptation of Final Fantasy XIV have recently fallen through. According to Kotaku, the co-founder of HiveMind, the production company behind the project, confirmed that the planned TV series is officially dead in the water. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the loop. Also, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Which character from Final Fantasy VII would you most want to see brought to life in a live-action adaptation? And who do you think should play them? Share your ideas in the comments section below.